Hey everyone, and welcome back to Woo Woo Wednesday, where I share my intuitive insight and weekly wisdom with you through the use of oracle cards. I'm Brittany Carmichael, the founder of Shine School and the Shine from the Inside Oracle, where I empower women to break free of the fear that stops them from shining their light. I'm so excited to join you today, not only because I've got a powerful reading ahead, but I also have a special guest that I cannot wait to bring on at the end of this live to share a little bit about what we feel like is the most important piece that's missing in our community today. So super pumped to bring on a friend later, so stick around for that. Now, to dive in this week, we are moving through like this kind of dead space. We're leaving behind like outdated old past, and we're stepping into this new version of ourselves. It's like a constant cycle. I feel like I'm saying this like every new moon, every full moon. It never ends, but right now we're kind of in that pause period where it feels a little, I guess stale, but it's new, it's fresh, but it's kind of taking a pause for you to be able to reflect and see, is there anything else I need to change about this course of my direction? It's kind of a pause for that reflection before you get launched forward. Think of it as like the arrow being pulled back. When you get pulled back, you kind of take that pause to really make sure you set your aim before you fire. So this is setting your aim. This week is about setting your aim. It's not about taking massive action, but it's about getting super clear on where you want that action to be directed. So if you're just tuning in, say hello, let me know if you're live, if you're where are you watching from. If this is your first time, let us know. I see so many goddesses here in the house, so you guys definitely want to stick around for one of the goddesses you know. Love your hair tinsel, thank you so much. We're bringing it back. Listen, it's been 10 years, a solid decade since this trend like popped off. So when it's been 10 years, in my opinion, it's time to bring it back. And the feathers just represent fun and carefree and wild spirit, and that is the energy I'm embodying this summer. So glad that you love it. Sophia's here, Mel's here. Oh my gosh, hello, hello. Hey, Katie. Oh, so good to see everyone. All right, so this week I'm gonna pull some cards from the Shine from the Inside Oracle. Now I wanna know, I have in the past few times been doing the zodiac reading. I wanna know, are you guys liking it where it's specific to your zodiac? Do you like the 3-card pull? You want it like quick, done, out of like 1 and done, 3 and done and out of there? Like, what's your vibe? What are you guys feeling? I'm thinking maybe we'll do the zodiac reading at the beginning of every season. So when we move from Cancer season into Leo season, I think that first Woo Woo Wednesday of Leo season is when we'll do a astrology reading. I feel like that's the right vibe, so we're not doing it all the time. Yeah, yes, I'm so excited it's coming back. You guys are so incredible. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna shuffle with the intention that we all receive the message, okay, here we go, that we need most today. When the cards pop up for you, pay attention to the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations, and just maybe the words that you speak to yourself internally. How do they show up and how does this represent in your life? So I wanna know, my big question is, what are you doing for fun this summer? If you haven't been tuning into the podcast because you guys are having so much fun, you'll know that that is our mission. It's having a summer of fun and doing things that light up our inner child and bring us back to the present moment. So I wanna know, are you traveling somewhere? Are you doing something fun for yourself? Have you given yourself permission to just take a pause and just rest? Is there a fun project or a creative thing that you've been working on that maybe you could commit a little bit more time to since you have it in the summer? What is that thing that you are doing for fun this summer? I wanna know. You might inspire me. Oh, 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 okay. I'm telling you, these cards are so fun today. They're so talkative. Hello, Carlotta. So good to see you. Okay, let's see. Having so much fun, Mel says. All right, let's see, I'm gonna clear this out. We're gonna get this party started. Now, if you know a soul sister who needs this message, tag them below. Let them know we're about to get this party started. Going to see my bestie in Canada next week, Mel says. Holy smokes, safe travels. That's gonna be so much fun. Does anyone else see a rainbow over Britt's head? I mean, I love that you're developing your auric sight, but it's a filter, Kate. Oh, okay, let's dive in. Which, funny enough, there's a rainbow on the card. This card says, get creative and excite your imagination with wonder. This is the inner artist card. This is a call for your inner child to come out, to play, to paint, to color outside the lines. This is permission to put perfectionism to the side and actually just let your sloppy creativity come out as it wants to. And then you can put the finishing touches on it next week. But this week, it's about just letting loose and letting free, letting go of any expectation you have around, oh gosh, I feel, talking to my special guest, I feel like this is exactly what we were just talking about before I got on the call, is letting go of expectation you have around certain creative projects. Now, if you have expressed expectation, that's one thing. But if you have unexpressed expectation, then that's gonna cause problems in communication later. So with all that being said, getting creative and exciting your imagination with wonder means getting off social media. And maybe you could use it to find inspiration. If you're gonna scroll Pinterest to find that new hairstyle or find that thing to paint, okay, let's use it for good. But if you're using it as a distraction, taking away from your time where you could be expressing yourself or getting creative, then we need to find the balance when it comes to how much time we're spending on social media versus what we're being asked to this week, and that is to commit to our creativity, to find a unique expression, to sing, to dance, to paint, to play, to take photos, to edit videos, to write that story, whatever, to cook, whatever it may be for you. It is time for you to prioritize that creative expression. Hello Tamlin, it's good to see you. Traveling and trying to get you to visit. Oh my gosh, I want to come so bad. I just have so many trips planned that I didn't expect Iceland to open up like as fast as it did when we were talking. So unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I already have some trips planned this summer. So as much as I want to be there right now and just like drop everything and go home to Iceland, I don't see that happening right now, but it is getting moved up priority on my list, and you keep making me feel like it needs to happen right now. So thank you for that love and that nurturing feeling, to always feel welcome to come back home. So thank you for that. Naturally, Brittany just joined. Lindsay's here. So good to see you. I love Brittany, by the way, you spell your name right. So like sparkle magic to you. I love that. Okay, so let's dive in. What creative project are you gonna get yourself into this week? Let me know in the comments below. The next card that comes up this week is You Are Perfectly Beautiful. This card is actually framed. Anytime I send a deck or a package to anyone, I have these postcards printed out and I have it framed next to my bed, because this is the message that I feel like I want to see the most, to remind me that we are all uniquely different. We can all be celebrated. Rather than comparing ourselves and judging ourselves, this card is a reminder that you are perfectly beautiful just as you are. You don't have to change to be loved. You don't have to change to be loved. You just have to accept who you are now. And if there's things that are out of alignment that you don't love about yourself, it's just a gentle feeling to nudge you into action to make that change. Now, if you can't make the change, if it's something that you're like, nope, this is absolutely inchangeable, is that a word? I don't know. You can't make it change, then we have to find a place of acceptance. There's this beautiful Zen saying that suffering ends when you find acceptance. So if you want to end the suffering that you're resisting what is in your life, you have to come to a place of acceptance. If you can't accept it, or if you can't change it, you have to accept it. You got one or the other. So maybe there's something right now that you want to change about yourself. Maybe it's the way that you talk to yourself. Now, maybe not the way that you look. That might be the first obvious choice. Maybe it's the way that you treat yourself. Maybe it's the way that you're using your thinking. Maybe it's a belief you want to change. Maybe it's an attitude. I used to have a salty attitude when I approach life. And now if you've ever met me, if you meet me in person, you can tell. I come across as a warm, genuine, and loving person because I don't have that chip on my shoulder anymore, because I've learned to accept the things that I was resisting about myself that made me feel unlovable. And I don't have to focus and highlight those in my inner dialogue now as a worry of, are people gonna judge me or criticize me? Because if I stop judging and criticizing myself, then anyone else's opinion doesn't matter and it doesn't count. When you can build that confidence in yourself of, this is who I am, I love who I am proud to be authentically me, then that sets a tone to inspire other people to find that confidence in themselves. It wasn't until I met a woman that I worked with at Forever 21 that had lost 100 pounds. And I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know that was possible. I'm like, 100 pounds, you've lost weight? And at the time I was quite a bit overweight, and I needed that external inspiration. I needed someone to say it was possible for me to make that change. So maybe what you wanna change is something that you can control. If that's the case, this is your call to take action now. Don't wait. Take small baby steps, and over time that consistency builds competence, and that competence builds confidence. So you've got to take time to make those small baby step changes, and maybe that is just one small thing from shifting your internal dialogue from a negative story you tell yourself, I don't love myself, to I love and accept myself. Maybe it just starts with that one simple shift. So what can you do to make yourself feel more comfortable in your own skin so that you stop comparing, stop judging, and start loving? Tamlin says, definitely a possible thing. So grateful for the step I took a year ago. Tamlin, yes, queen, your journey of wellness and health and the changing of your physical shape has been so beautiful and inspiring to witness, like what happens when you start to prioritize your health and well-being. You start to shine through, and Tamlin, you are shining 100%. Lindsay says, love you, and this card is perfect. Yes, you are perfectly beautiful. All right, let's dive into the last card. Let me know which card's resonating with you this week. Are we getting creative? Are we changing the way that we treat ourselves or think about ourselves? Are we learning to accept ourselves more fully? The last card that comes up this week is practice feng shui, create a sacred space. This is something a lot of my coaching clients have been talking about lately, is that there's a lot of house projects around their house that they need to do, but they've been putting off or procrastinating. So this is saying that a cluttered mind is usually a reflection of a cluttered environment. And so if you've been overthinking or anxious or worried, you probably have been throwing shit in the corner, stacking piles up on your desk, putting all the boxes by the front door. This is a time for you to find that area that's like creating discomfort in your home, where you're like, oh, no, I'm avoiding that closet. It's like, I'm scared. You've got to find that place that needs a little love and attention. Maybe you're someone who's looking to call in a romantic partner, but your bed sheets are like grody and you haven't picked up all the dirty clothes all over the floor. This would be an invitation to invite love into your room by changing the environment, lighting some candles, creating a color palette that reflects like you feeling like sensual. So maybe it's new sheets, or maybe you just need to freaking vacuum. Or maybe you just need to like rearrange a little bit to make it feel fresh and new. This isn't about a big financial investment in creating a sacred space. It's about creating a peaceful place that you can come home to and find your center when the world seems chaotic. Okay, any questions so far that have come up? So far this week, we've got get creative and excite your imagination with wonder. We have you are perfectly beautiful, and practice feng shui, create a sacred space. So you're being called to get creative in your home and make it about you. Maybe your home doesn't reflect you or who you want to be. Your home environment is your root chakra. It's the foundation and the stability of that energetic expansion and growth. So if you want to call in community, if you want to call in more abundance, that loving partner, the loving supportive friendships, it starts with that home environment. It starts with the way that we create that space, one, internally, and two, externally. So if our inner foundation isn't set on peace and self-love, then we're going to attract partners that reflect that. The same is true with our home. If I'll share this with you guys. In the coaching call today, she is wanting to call in a partner and a family, but she feels like she's unlovable. And so she told me, I don't make any food at home because I only want to make it for a family. And I said, don't you think that that's taking away from the nurturing environment that you could create in your home that would actually attract and call in that perfect family and partner? You've got to start putting yourself in the energy that you want to feel in the future now. Even if it isn't the full expression, you can still make that food for yourself and set up your place at home. It's basically practicing for the future that you want. So what can you do to, here we go, practice feng shui, right? What can you do to practice creating that environment that you're looking to call in, even if it's not the full expression now? Even if you don't have your $1 million now, what can you do to make whatever the thing is, we think we need money to get like what we want, and that's a joke. So imagine if you had $1 million, what would you do to change the way you feel? This is where we need to focus. Yes, we need money to grow and to thrive and to pay our bills and to eat. I'm not saying that that's not important, but it's the heavy focus on it. If we can focus on feeling good, that level of feeling good attracts more abundance, more opportunities, more imaginative ideas that help to create even more. If you see where I'm going with this. Ashley says, this month I am focusing on creating a lovely living space in my new home. I just ordered some art for my gallery wall. I love it. Ashley, if you send me your address, I'll send you a piece of art. I have so much from my gallery wall that I've taken down and moved around doing the feng shui that I've got pieces just like hanging out, and I'd love to send you one. So send me your address. Hello, Carly. It's so good to see you. Okay, now with all that being said, we've dove into the wisdom of the week. And now I want to shift gears and talk a little bit about what I think is the most important aspect of where we're heading as a culture. It's getting back to our roots. It's nothing new. It's creating a sense of community. We talked about the root chakra and building that foundation, 1 for abundance, 2 for support, 3 for love, and creating an environment that fosters your growth and your peace. So when it comes to that, it's really like when you think about your environment, when you compare it to a garden, if your soil is off, if the water is off, if the nutrients, if the light, all of that goes into making a successful ecosystem, right? And the same is true with humans. We all have unique talents. We all have unique skills and abilities and gifts to offer. But what's happened is we've isolated ourselves, especially if you're in my position as like a salon suite owner. We've ended up isolating ourselves into our little suite corners or on our corner of the interwebs. And with what has recently gone on is we've created that sense of separation. We've got to distance ourselves from people. And what's happening is this massive, it's like a wave, you know, like it comes out, like it goes out, and when it comes back in, it crashes even harder. I feel like the wave of what we need right now, connection, community, love, support, and being around people who think like and or better than you, help to put you in an environment to grow, to foster your well-being. And when you think about that garden, if one thing is off, if you're not in the right environment, it stunts the growth. And so you've got to be thinking about what environment you're plugging into. So I want to bring on my friend, Lindsay, the founder of Independent Beauty Pros, and she's the one hosting the CEO Summit, Solopreneur to CEO Summit that I'm attending and teaching at next week with Chris. I want to bring her on and talk a little bit about community. Lindsay has been such an integral part in my life over the last year. Even though I haven't known her long, I feel like our souls, you know, when you find that community that you just click with, it's like, oh, kindred spirits, I've known you forever. I met Lindsay last year at Hair Love Retreat. So think about that. I was in an environment of people of like mind. I was attracted to Lindsay and we just hit it off. And over this year that we've known each other, she's attended my couples retreat, my goddess retreat, and we've done things with each other to help grow and inspire each other to up level. So that's why I'm bringing her on to share a little bit about why community is so important and how you can find the right community for you. So without further ado,
that was the cutest thing ever. Oh, so sweet. I'm like trying not to cry. Hi everybody, how are you? Oh, so excited.
Sophia.
Hi Sophia. Oh my gosh, so excited for the summit. I can't believe that we are almost a week late. We put in our final numbers on Friday. It is Wednesday. I feel like these cards, every single card, I was listening, obviously, and every card I was like, oh my gosh, this is so on point this week, personally for me, professionally for our community. I'm so overwhelmingly excited.
Yeah, so last night, Lindsay and I co-hosted an event with our friend Laura, who's also a speaker at the summit. And it was really beautiful to come into a salon space, to invite stylists that didn't know each other. And it was like instant family.
Oh yeah.
Connections, creation. I mean, we were instantly like, what's your Instagram? What I thought was fascinating, I haven't shared this with you, is that half the people I talked to, I was already following on Instagram, but had no fucking clue who they were.
Yay!
So I actually got to put a face to the people that we follow.
Yep. Same. I mean, I feel like there were definitely a handful of people that I went to follow that I was already connected with through Independent Beauty Pros. And I want to give a huge shout out to Catherine from Vibe Salon who hosted us, because again, in terms of finding local connections, local community, she was connected to us through Laura, who we co-hosted with. And again, I feel like it was the same concept that Brittany just shared. Like, as soon as I met her, it was like instant attraction. I just loved her energy. I loved the way that she felt, communicated, shared. She did my hair yesterday, which was phenomenal. Just an overall great experience. And her salon family felt the same way, that same energy, that same vibe. And so being able to be in her space and then have her open her space to us and to our communities and be able to come together and like meet so many cool people and have connections that again are just like people that maybe you've had minor connections or engagement with on social media, but taking that relationship and then putting it into real life in person is just like, it's like fireworks. It's so much different. I mean, there's just a different energy. So it was amazing. And we had so much fun last night.
What would you say is the reason why you were inspired to create the Solopreneur to CEO Summit?
I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah, this was planned.
Yeah, we didn't go through questions earlier. Okay, so I am first and foremost a hairstylist, an artist, a creative, somebody who loves the industry, the beauty industry. And I felt like for me, when I was behind the chair, especially early on, so I think about, I started my career in 2007, 2008, moved to Chicago, built a business at a commission-based salon, had an awesome community, had an awesome family at my salon, at my first salon. And when I went out on my own 4 years later, I lost that sense of community. I felt so isolated. And I think, again, a lot of people who are in that solopreneur, the single entrepreneur, the entrepreneur who is tackling marketing and accounting and product ordering and providing the service that they provide, it's lonely, it's isolating, and it feels sometimes like the problems that you experience are only yours, and who else has to go through these challenges, and nobody has to overcome all the things that you have. And then same when you're successful and when you have these milestones, the celebration feels lonely too, because you don't feel that connection of like, guess what I did, guess what I got to, guess what I did today or accomplished this week. Like, being able to find people that you can just like openly share with in that way is so important. And then honestly, what I see outside of the community is also the education around being a business owner, being an entrepreneur. So like, all of us as beauty barber pros are entrepreneurs in one form or another. We're managing, growing our business, creating a brand for ourselves.
All the things. All of it.
And I think, again, we are unfortunately through our licensing programs not taught much around the needs and necessities of a business. So at the Solopreneur to CEO Summit, our format for both days, on Sunday we're talking about money and innovation. So, you know, sometimes topics that feel a little taboo or uncomfortable, or you need to have that trust and that security to be able to bring up those things. To hear people's big ideas, to talk about like, if you have a great idea, where do you go with it? Who do you talk to about it? How do you get encouragement? Yeah, so like, I think about all the untapped ideas that maybe one of you listening right now has that has never taken action on it. Like, how cool to be in a room with people who are innovators, who are gonna be like, oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea. This is who you should talk to. This is who you should connect with. Like, run, go, do it. And then our second day, where Britt and Chris are gonna start us off bright and early in the morning, our focus is around people and systems. So I'm so excited to have a mindset meditation structured in this format, because mindset is everything as an entrepreneur. It is like the most important piece of your business, because it's you. It's how you go out in the world and do all these amazing big things. And so getting our mindset in a place where we can step into being CEOs in our business and taking these bold moves and big decisions and running with our ideas.
And not self-sabotaging.
And yeah, getting out of our own way, which is almost always the problem. So I think, again, being able to start the day on Monday that way, and then go into people and systems. So we're talking through like how to hire, how to find people that are gonna support you. We were just talking about how Britt has this amazing team that she's worked so hard to build, and it's finally at this place where she feels so confident in it. And again, like, even as we work through the goals we have in our business, there are people you can contract out that can help you get there faster. So like, how much better to come in a room with people who are like, ooh, I work with this person for marketing, I work with this person for videography. Like, I love being able to outsource this or this. Like, it's just really important. We're talking about inclusion and diversity. We're talking through, again, the systems that make your business easier, they make them grow, work behind the scenes when you're with your clients or when you're focusing on the innovation or the ideas that you want to bring. So again, no technical education, no haircutting, no makeup application, nothing that's connected to the techniques of the services that we provide. Instead, it's all the other pieces that are just as important in being successful. One of the cornerstones for us is being networking and community. So I created all of this because it was my need. I needed it so badly, especially early on in my business. And I feel like as soon as I started to recognize that if I needed this, other people did too, it just became dominoes. It's just so, I feel like we've built such a amazing group of people who are so freaking collaborative, who want to support each other, who want to cheer each other on, who want that support and that cheer in return, and are just willing to show up for it all the time, over and over and over. And it's gonna be crazy. The energy's gonna be nuts.
I mean, I'll be there, so. Sophia says, that's why I love IBP. She said, independent but not alone. This community is so amazing. Like, you should be so proud of yourself for how much you've created, the impact in this community. And that's why it was an automatic hell yes 7 or above for Chris and I to say yes to 7:30 in the morning. To teach meditation, because we know that starting your day off with the right mindset around the right people sets you up for automatic success. It's so easy to be your own worst enemy and your biggest critic. So why not make it easy on yourself and become your best friend, become your cheerleader, become that person on your team so that you never feel alone. And when you can befriend yourself, that is when you can let community in. That is when you will feel safe enough to let your wall down and actually open up to be seen and be vulnerable with community. And that's what's so powerful about finding the right community to plug into, because you want to feel safe, you want to feel seen, but not everyone just takes their shirt off and they're like, I'm here. We're all a little like, am I safe? Is it okay? Are you gonna judge me? And what I found in your community and in the community and Shine Tribe that I've created is there's no judgment.
No.
It's only support. It's only love. It's only how can we find a solution and help get there faster. It's about finding efficient corners to set up yourself for success so that you don't have to try so hard.
Yeah, oh my God, so accurate. I think about trust a lot. We actually talked at lunch about trust in ourselves, and how, again, being able to first come back to the core of what we know we are capable of, and proving to ourselves over and over. I attended the couples retreat single as an individual person, and that was one of those,
not alone.
But not alone. But it was a test for me, and it was a moment for me of, this is who I am, regardless of my relationship status. So I feel like, again, the more we prove ourselves, like, okay, I can trust myself in this situation. I'm putting myself out there and I don't know what to expect. I don't know what I'm gonna experience, but I know that no matter what, I've got it. Like, I got it. I can handle it. I can figure it out. I can come up with the solutions. I can find the people. Like, and again, I think about even that first night at the couples retreat. As Britt mentioned, we've been involved with each other's businesses a lot in the last year. And I remember at the couples retreat thinking, like, this is cool, I got it. Like, I was newly single. The intention was never to go by myself. And it was emotional, it was hard, it was heavy. And I felt like, okay, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna see what it is, see how I feel, you know, scope it out. Introductions were great. I felt great about everybody there. And then we ate dinner, and something during dinner, I don't know what it was, but my whole little like crab shell came out, and I was like, get me out of here. And I scurried up to my room, and I was 100% thinking about, I'm out. This is not for me. I'm not a couple. I'm not here. This is not for me. And Britt came upstairs and was like, knock, knock, knock. What's happening in here? How you doing? And again, it came back to this place of like, I trust myself. I trust myself first. That's the only way I can trust a partner. That's the only way I can trust my business. That's the only way I can trust my friends. That's the only way I can trust the people that support me. Like, I have to first trust myself. And if I don't have that trust in myself, I'm never gonna be able to cultivate it elsewhere, especially as an entrepreneur. There are so many things that you have to come back to yourself with on that journey. And I think this is just a great way to take that time to come back to yourself and figuring out all of these pieces for yourself, that confidence.
Boom. So if you're a business owner and you're in the beauty industry, whether that's barber, hair, nails, makeup, Esty, all the things, like if you're running your own business in the beauty world, we want to invite you to join us. We are getting together for the 2-day summit next Sunday.
Oh my God.
Next Sunday. I know. You just poked me with your arm here. I was like, woo. Yes. So
wow.
Next Sunday, we are getting together for a 2-day summit. Friday is the last day to buy tickets. So if you've been on the fence and you're here now, there's a reason for it. Get off the fence, go buy your VIP ticket so you can join us at the butt crack of dawn to get your mind on straight and surround yourself with a community that wants to cheer you on and support you when you fall into those dark times of self-sabotage or self-doubt. So if you have any questions, please DM me. I will send you the link. You can go to brittanycarmichael.com/IVP. Your link is too long, I love you, I'm sorry. Just made it easy for myself. So if you have questions, DM me, I'll send you the link, but be sure to sign up for the VIP so that you can take your level of growth and expansion there rapidly. We want to support you on your journey, so come hang out with us next Sunday at the summit.
Oh my gosh, Canvas Hotel.
Yes.
So
yeah,
excited.
anything else that you feel like they need to know?
I think I just had just a little moment when you were talking about the VIP upgrades, because again, I think about myself and I think about the times that I put myself in situations that felt intimidating, overwhelming, uncomfortable, scary. And I think now about a handful of our attendees who are traveling by themselves for the first time in their business. And again, it's a little overwhelming to think about the support that we're gonna find together. And again, I'm speaking so authentically for myself as well. I love the support that I receive from independent beauty pros. And it's one of those things where it feels so full circle, because as much as I have put into this business, I feel like I have gotten back, and it just is so amazing to see it come to this reality of hosting this 2-day event that I have thought about for 2 years now at least. So I can't wait.
Making magic. Remember, you may be independent, but you don't have to do it alone. Come hang out with us and send us a message if you have any questions. And I just want to thank you for doing what you do, for hosting the space for entrepreneurs in our industry to come together and, you know, cross industry, but within the same realm. Like, that's so innovative, and that's exactly what we need. And I can't wait to meet all the connections from this event, because think about where we are 1 year from 1 year ago.
Yes.
Like, where are we going to be in 1 year's time?
Yes, yes.
Huge. So if you're ready to up level, if you're ready to get serious about becoming the CEO and going pro, is how I like to call it. If you're ready to go pro, this is the event for you. Come hang out with us in Dallas. Plus, I'm throwing a skate party.
We can talk about that.
Yep. So
we're going skating.
We're big deal. Yep. So we're gonna go skating, and we're gonna have that summer of fun, and we're gonna do it together with a new community. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for tuning in on this very special Woo Woo Wednesday. Thank you for being here.
I'm so happy to be here.
And so much sparkle magic to all of you. Catch you next week. Peace.